Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Room for Seconds. This one is weird for me. So I am interviewing the podcast king of the restaurant industry. Now this is a complete reversal of everything we've ever done. You have interviewed me a million times and we're gonna actually have him interview me on his podcast immediately after. But I'm gonna finally get to ask the famous Shawn Walchef a ton of questions from BBQ Media. This man has changed the industry and made it social media friendly in such a way that now everybody wants to do this and is trying to be what he did, which is a way of giving back. So Shawn, welcome to the episode of Room for Seconds, live from Chicago in my hometown at the National Restaurant Association show. Can't believe we're here.
Gregg, first of all, happy birthday.
Why, thank you. I am not 50. Thank you, Jeff Alexander. I am not 50.
You're not 50?
No, I'm 49.
You're 49.
Yes, he's giving me help. You are 50, Troy.
Is 50. The internet has proof that Troy Hooper is 50 years old. Happy birthday, Troy. Congratulations. Happy birthday. First of all, I've been doing this a long time, and I own restaurants in San Diego, Cali BBQ. I still have a team there running our restaurants. And what I learned early on is that no one was coming. I thought someone was going to come and tell our story. Like, I thought if we made great barbecue in a tough location in San Diego, people would come. And the true reality is you can serve great barbecue, but you also have to use the tools that are available. And, you know, the advent of social media and Web 2.0 and all of the tools, the technology that's at our fingertips that a lot of us take for granted, I just started using because I would have gone out of business if I didn't otherwise. And for me to be here sitting next to you, you're one of the greatest mentors to me, but also a student. Like, I've put you in uncomfortable positions and you've thrived. I mean, it's such a cool thing for me, you know, Cali BBQ Media, we produce Room for Seconds, but to see you building in public and building at the biggest levels, the brands that you're bringing on, the press releases, the companies, the quality of people. I mean, I was at the Big Chicken conference and you and I were sitting next to each other. This is pre-Craveworthy Big Chicken announcement. And you're doing a Room for Seconds podcast with Josh Halpern talking about the Big Chicken brand. We're sitting there talking to Shaquille O'Neal about what they're building, why they're building it. And look where we are now at the National Restaurant Show, working with Informa, doing podcasts. For me, it's just, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm really passionate about what we're all collectively doing, because it has nothing, as you know, as a leader, it's not about me. It's about, if I'm willing to look stupid, sound stupid, go on shows, do podcasts, go, why is the guy's BBQ Media? None of that makes sense. But then eventually, like, it starts to make sense and people look around, they're like, oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm. So you build in public, you saved your barbecue company by doing media, by making it a focus and getting the attention. I struggle with my franchisees on a regular basis that you don't get to build and think they're going to come. This isn't Field of Dreams. It doesn't work that way.
Correct.
You don't build it and they shall come. You build it and you got to work your butt off to get people into the door. So what amazes me, and we'll use Big Chicken as the perfect example, everyone thinks I got Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to have lines to the door. I'm never going to have to do shit to make my restaurant go. But it's not the way the world works. It's not the restaurant industry. What made you think that by putting yourself out there, having social media, working your ass off to make this, your barbecue place, successful was the right way to go? What in the wildest world did you think that was going to be the right decision?
I think for me, it's having the confidence in my team, because you can have all the social media in the world, you can have all the podcasts, but as you and I know, just like you said with the Shaquille O'Neal example, it doesn't matter if they show up and my barbecue's shit. If we have terrible barbecue, if we can't make great brisket, which takes a long time to cook properly. When we first started making brisket 17 years ago, it was not good. It was bad. It was just like our first podcast. Our first podcasts were bad. Our first videos were bad. But as you get better and as the team gets better and I have confidence in the team, I know that I can come here and be in Chicago sitting down with you on this show. And I know that whoever walks into our Cali BBQ in Spring Valley or at the Navy base, or they go to Snapdragon Stadium where we have a location, I know that they're going to get the best brisket, the best pulled pork, the best tri-tip. And with that confidence allows me to do this kind of stuff.
So what's actually funny is that Shawn never knew and doesn't know, and I'm going to tell him this now. I've snuck into his restaurant and had it now without him there.
I did not know that. Really?
Yes.
In Spring Valley?
Uh-huh.
You found Spring Valley?
Yeah.
Did you use Google Maps, Apple Maps? What'd you use?
two weeks ago.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Really? Give me some feedback.
It was outstanding. I was amazed. It was great.
You sat down, what'd you get?
I had brisket. I had pork. I tried the whole meat.
Stop it. You were in, what were you doing in San Diego?
I had to go for a quick meeting, flew, and I'm like, I'm going to drive out of the way and go.
Oh my gosh. So, secret shopper.
Uh-huh. But I didn't want the special treatment. I wanted to just experience your restaurant.
I'm so happy you did that.
And it was absolutely amazing.
I'm touched. Honestly, I'm really touched.
But that's sort of what this network does. So you talked about us and being mentors to each other and helping each other. I get in trouble all the time because I have this group of friends that were extremely tight. And this group of friends, Troy Hooper, Jeff Alexander, Josh Helpern, the list goes on and on. We have this sort of network that we're all building at the same time.
Yeah.
We're all doing incredible things in the industry at the same time, and we've become friends because of it. And people are like, oh, you don't let anyone in. But we're growing, we're doing, and we're leaning on each other.
Yes.
By leaning on the people around you and by getting the advice from everyone that you've touched in the industry, what have you found as being their best things? What have you learned from others?
I think, I'll always go back to what my grandfather taught me, which is stay curious, get involved, ask for help. Curious people are always pushing the bar. They're always wanting to learn more. Curious people come to a trade show. Curious people pick up books. Curious people listen to podcasts, watch videos. But you can't just be curious. You actually have to do something with that curiosity. And I remember early on, my grandfather raised me. I never met my father. And he always taught me, Shawn, are you sitting in front of the class? I was like, no, Grandpa, I'm not sitting in front of the class. I'm in the back with my buddies. That's what guys I play basketball with. I'm on the football team. And he's like, I need you to sit in front of the class. I need you to stay afterwards. I need you to talk to the speaker after they get off the stage. And that was the lesson that he was really trying to teach me, to get involved. You actually have to get involved and be willing to fall down. I have a boy, his name's Colleen, 7 years old. My daughter, she's 5. And what I taught them since an early age is the Batman quote, which is, why do we fall? Why do we fall, Gregg?
Why do we?
So we can learn how to get back up.
It's a good quote.
And, so much of fear, when I think of podcasting, business, restaurants, nobody wants to look stupid and sound stupid amongst their friends. When you first started doing podcasts and doing videos, it's not comfortable. There's nothing comfortable about having a selfie camera going in your face or, having 6 cameras around.
No, it's
None
horrible.
of it's comfortable. And you have friends that are on LinkedIn, you have friends that are on Facebook, and they're like, what do you think, you're an influencer, Gregg?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to be a YouTuber? And you're like, actually, yeah, that would be great, because it would help my business, and it will help my team, and it will help my franchisees. It will help my business. It will help my investors. That's ultimately what matters. And once you get over that fear and you're willing to fall on your face, the last thing that you can learn is to ask for help. And ask for help is having the ego and removing the ego and saying, I don't know the answers. That's why I reach out to you. Gregg, you have so much experience, so much wealth of leading companies, leading growth, going through struggles, going through successes, building out teams. Here's what I'm building on the media side. And even though you don't have media experience, you have so many other experiences. And I've leaned on you and I've asked you those questions. And you've been vital to helping me build out my team as we continue to grow.
Yeah. And that's the whole part of the industry today. This group that we have and this industry that we want to get bigger, we've all made the collective effort that we want to give back.
Yeah.
We've all been very, very fortunate with our successes that, for me, the reason why I do my podcast, the reason why I'm doing any of this is I want to create the next great generation. I want my team to go on to bigger and better things. I want to give back to the industry that I fell in love with. And this is the way I felt that I could do it. And I, maybe the worst podcaster in the world, but I love having the conversation with the people that can help others get somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's the goal of what we do. And that's all, again, because you started this sort of moment and made me realize it was something that we could do.
I'm honored to be a part of it. I believe a rising tide lifts all ships, and the difference between a ship and a boat, because there's also the quote, a rising tide lifts all boats. A boat can fit inside of a ship. A ship can't fit inside of a boat. So really, we're looking for other ships, other leaders that are willing to look stupid, sound stupid, do the work. And then as they do the work, build in public so we share the secret. There's so much business out there. Oh my gosh, there's 8 billion people on this planet. How many restaurants are on this planet?
thousands, hundreds of thousands,
it's
millions.
It's
Who knows?
ridiculous,
It's a lot.
right?
Yes.
I mean, total addressable market of, according to who you're talking to, just in the United States is 850,000, maybe million plus, depending on the size. So if you take that globally, I believe at the bottom of my core that the problems that we have here in Chicago running a restaurant, a brick and mortar restaurant, selling delivery, trying to figure out your online reviews, trying to figure out inventory, trying to figure out payroll. In Bulgaria, they're facing the same problems. Does it look a little bit different? Yeah, but the universal themes are the same. In Bulgaria, in Sydney, in Paris, wherever you go, we're all facing these same things. And we all have this technology. As tech changes, as artificial intelligence comes in, we're all trying to figure out how do we build more profitable, more sustainable, and more impactful restaurants. And the only way to do that is to share, right?
Got to tell the story.
Hopefully.
I'm Gregg Majewski, and I've been a multi-unit operator for 26 years. I know how great it feels owning the right franchise brand, but choosing the right franchisor feels even better. At Craveworthy Brands, our hospitality-driven culture sets us apart because we're invested in your success at every single stage of your journey. We're operators alongside you, paving the way forward to give you a head start on greatness. Start your franchise journey at craveworthybrands.com.
And the story generates interest.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's funny now that we're doing this, and I laughed. I went to go get coffee at Starbucks in downtown Chicago today.
Yes.
And I had Jax, my head of culinary, in the car. I'm like, I need something before we get to the show. I walked in, got my coffee, and the manager comes out and goes, "Can I get a selfie with you?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
That is awesome.
And she goes, "Yeah, I know who you are." And I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "I'm a fan. I just want to have
That's
a selfie of you
amazing.
because what you're building is different. And I want you to know we're all noticing."
Yes.
And I got back in the car and I told the story, and Jax looked at me and she goes, "That's really sort of cool." I'm
Yes.
like, "That is really sort of cool." I go, "But she watches the podcast. She's
Yep.
seen the clips at least."
Yep.
And heard the story, and she's followed, and she even knew about my new manager that bought the new store in Gilbert, the Big Chicken, and that. She goes, "I've never heard of a CEO helping someone
Amazing.
get a store."
Yeah.
And she goes, "We all know about you."
Yes.
And I'm like, "That is really, really cool." And
Well, what's amazing for me is that you have taken the leap, which so many leaders, and I know why. It's, I had the same fear of, like I said, looking stupid and sounding stupid, but like, you're building a presence on TikTok, you're building a presence on YouTube, you're building a Spotify audience. You have all these, and the reason people don't start is that they're scared that, well, what if someone goes to my YouTube channel and there's only 76 views on my video?
who cares?
You have to remove the ego. Who cares? Because the 76 views, what if it's the one person that has 50 restaurants that wants to partner with Craveworthy Brands?
Correct. And we never use this to sell our brands.
No.
So like, I've never talk about my brands or what I want to do, or, "Hey,
Correct.
come by." This isn't why we do this.
Correct.
It's just to get the traffic going so people know that we're an industry leader.
Yes.
So you feel comfortable. And then eventually you'll see our logos and stuff like that come, and it's just like, "Oh, I'm safe with them."
Yep.
And that's what we want to be. We want to be the safe home for people that are looking to do anything, increase their career, all of that. And that is all part of that storytelling moment that you've made sort of famous at this point.
I don't know about famous. I know that we're at a point, an inflection point with technology, with business, with leadership, where if we're willing to do the work and we're willing to share, people are watching. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, this is 4 years coming to this show, and to think of, like, in the beginning when we came here, we had just started, Restaurant Influencers, which is a show that you've been on. It's a show that, thanks to Toast, our primary technology partner, they believed in it. They invested in it. They said, "Shawn, yes, we believe in what you're building." But now to be like, we have, I think, 16 shows, like long form shows that we do on behalf of ourselves, on behalf of our clients. And to know that, like, we're just getting started. There's 2,000 vendors at this show. Every single one of those vendors is trying to figure out what digital storytelling is, right?
So very cool. So I think we've got, how much time do I have left? 1 minute. So last question,
Yes.
real fast, and then we're going to move on. 15 million restaurants. So
Is that
we were
ChatGPT?
corrected.
Is that
as we were
ChatGPT?
speaking.
15 million restaurants. That's
So-
insane.
What was,
Wow.
out of all the interviews you've done, and I know the answer to
Yes.
that, what was the one dream interview you've gotten because of your job?
well, you know, because you were there, but it was Shaquille O'Neal, Big Chicken. The ability to go, thanks to Josh Halprin, Sam Stanovic, and the Big Chicken team, to the conference with our media team, film the content, and to be sitting there interviewing Shaquille O'Neal. I'm a diehard Lakers fan, so grew up watching the Lakers, going to Lakers game, Great Western Forum, even before Staples Center. And to be able to sit down with him to talk about restaurants, to talk about family, to talk about the Big Chicken legacy. And not only that, but how cool he was to my wife, how cool he was to my son, how cool he was to my daughter. What an amazing human. And to watch how he interacted with all the partners of Big Chicken and all the franchisees of Big Chicken. Mm-hmm. He was so generous and so hospitable where, I mean, you never know with a celebrity as big as Shaquille O'Neal is and the work that he's done, but he was better than advertised. And I've heard stories about how great of a human he is. And I have trouble as a storyteller explaining to somebody else the impact that he made on me and my family and my kids.
So sitting in the room, I was in there for the interview, and what amazed me was he was more focused on your two kids and getting them to do things than he was anything else.
Correct.
And giving back to them. It was an amazing moment. I knew that was your answer.
Yes.
So I wanted everyone to hear the story because it was truly, you could watch that interview and you can see Shawn's like the little fanboy going like this the whole time. It was great.
Like, is this really happening? Is this real life?
Yeah.
And not to mention Dana White walked into the middle of the interview.
Yeah.
So Dana White walked in. He was given the keynote after Shaquille O'Neal, and he walked in. I'm like flagging Dana White. Yeah, come on in. We're podcasting. No big deal.
Yeah, there was no big deal. Shawn,
no big deal.
Shaq and Dana White in the same room.
Dana White in the
but
podcast.
mind you, Dana White was like
deal.
up here. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was amazing.
With that is our episode for Room for Second. Shawn, where can everybody find everything about you all, especially the California barbecue?
It's easy. You can go to calibbq.media. That's our barbecue media website. And then you can go to betheshow.media if you care about storytelling for your brands.
So if you're interested in getting your story out there, contact either of us at any time. We'd, of course, love to have you on either of our shows. But that is another episode from Room for Seconds, live from my hometown, Chicago. Thank you, everybody, and we're out.
Hey viewers, thanks again for supporting Room for Seconds. If you found this episode inspiring, interesting, or any bit informative, please hit that little subscribe button down at the bottom so you never miss an episode. In my 26 years in this amazing industry, I've been blessed with incredible mentorship. This show is my way of giving back. Follow me on LinkedIn, search Gregg Majewski, on Twitter, @Gregg_Majewski. If you still have room for more, visit our website at media.craveworthybrands.com. You'll find more videos, shows, notes, blogs, resources, and an easy way to get in touch with the Craveworthy Brands team. I'm your host, Gregg Majewski. Thanks again for tuning in to Room for Seconds.